Maurice Sam drops the bomb. I'm married and not looking for wife number 2. But wait, which wife is he? My people, a lot is happening in Nollywood right now. Like, do you know that moment when your favorite actor finally speaks up about something everyone's been whispering about for months, and suddenly the entire internet loses its collective mind? Well, grab your popcorn and settle in, because Maurice Sam just did exactly that. And honey, the drama that followed is juicier than a Nollywood plot twist. The man stood before his fans, chest out, voice clear, and declared with the confidence of someone who's had enough of the rumors. I am married, and I am not looking for a second wife. Now, you think that would put all the speculation to rest, right? Wrong. If anything, Maurice just opened Pandora's box, because now everyone's scratching their heads wondering, okay, but married to W show exactly? The streets are talking, the blogs are buzzing, and your WhatsApp group chats are probably on fire right about now. This is the kind of celebrity tea that makes you cancel your afternoon plans just to dive deep into the investigation. Months, maybe even years, Maurice Sam has been playing the quiet game while fans, bloggers, and self-appointed relationship detectives analyzed every Instagram post, every movie credit, and every ring finger appearance like they were studying for a final exam. The speculation got so intense that people were creating entire relationship timelines based on who stood next to whom at movie premieres. But Maurice, he kept his lips sealed tighter than a locked diary, letting everyone wonder, assume, and create their own versions of his love story. So when he finally decided to break his silence, it wasn't just a statement, it was an event. Fans who had been Team Pearl and Team Sonia suddenly found themselves united in their shock, flooding social media with reactions ranging from "finally, he said something" to "wait, but that doesn't actually answer our question though." The timing of his revelation has everyone wondering what finally pushed him to address the elephant in the room. Was it the constant questions, the never-ending assumptions, or did someone force his hand? Let's be real for a second and talk about the hilarious reality of second wives in today's world. Because Maurice touched on something that had many people nodding in agreement, even while they were dying to know more about his marital status. The man basically said, look, in this economy, with these prices, a second wife, and honestly, can we blame him for that logic? Gone are the days when men could comfortably juggle multiple households like they were running a successful franchise business. Nowadays, one wife alone comes with responsibilities that will have you working 3 jobs just to maintain peace and stability. We're talking about school fees that rival mortgage payments, groceries that cost more than a weekend getaway, and the general cost of living that makes you question every financial decision you've ever made. Maurice knows what's up. He's out here hustling, grinding, and focused on giving his one spouse the best life possible. The man said he's committed to taking care of what he's got which is refreshing in an age where some people collect partners like their pool. But here's where things get spicy and the real investigation begins. Because while Maurice confirmed he's married and staying married to just one person, he conveniently forgot to mention one tiny detail. Her name. Can you believe it? The man gives us this big revelation, this moment we've all been waiting for, and then leaves out the most crucial piece of it. It's like being served a delicious meal and then told you can't know what's in it. Fans immediately went into detective mode, pulling out their magnifying glasses and Sherlock Holmes hats. Because if Maurice won't tell us directly, they're determined to figure it out themselves. The two main suspects in this romantic mystery, Bella and Sonia, both of whom have been connected to Maurice in various ways that have kept tongues wagging and fingers typing. The internet sleuths are now analyzing old photos, checking wedding ring appearances, studying body language in movie scenes, and basically doing everything except actually asking Maurice point blank to just tell us already. Now let's talk about Sonia for a moment, because if you've been paying attention to Nollywood productions, you've probably noticed something interesting. This woman features Maurice in her movie so frequently that he might as well have a reserved parking spot at her production company. We're not talking about occasional appearances here and there. We're talking about consistent, close, intimate scenes that have fans raising their eyebrows higher than a surprised emoji. Every time Sonia produces a movie, boom, there's Maurice looking all comfortable and familiar like he owns the place. They have chemistry on screen. That's either a testament to their incredible acting skills or something that makes people wonder if those romantic scenes require quite so much rehearsal. Fans have noticed the pattern and they're not shy about pointing it. Social media comments are filled with observations like Sonia really loves working with Maurice, doesn't she? And the way these two look at each other in every movie cannot just be acting. The speculation has reached fever pitch, with some fans convinced that where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. But wait, there's more to this investigation, because eagle-eyed fans have noticed something equally telling from Maurice's side of things. Despite working closely with Sonia in her productions, Maurice has never and may never featured Sonia in his own movies. Not once. Now, you have to admit, that's interesting, right? If there are such great on-screen partners in her productions, why the complete absence in? Some fans interpret this as evidence of tension, like maybe Maurice is drawing professional boundaries to avoid feeding the rumors. Others think it's a strategic move, a way of keeping his professional life separate from whatever personal connections might exist. Then there's the camp that believes it proves they're definitely together because he's protecting her from the scrutiny that comes with being featured in his work. Everyone's got a theory, and honestly they are all equally plausible because Maurice isn't giving us any concrete answers. It's the kind of Hollywood mystery that would make for an excellent limited series, except this one's playing out in real time with real people. Pearl, on the other hand, represents the other side of this matrimonial mystery, and her supporters are just as passionate about their theory. There are fans who've been Team Pearl from day one, pointing to various pieces of evidence that they believe prove she's the mystery wife Maurice is talking about. They've studied timelines, analyzed social media interactions that may or may not exist anymore, and created entire relationship narratives based on fragments of information. The Pearl advocates argue their case with the dedication of lawyers presenting to a jury, bringing up old interviews, red carpet appearances, and moments that they claim prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that she is Mrs. Sam. But just like with the Sonia theory, there is no definitive proof, no wedding photos splashed across blogs, no official announcement that settles the debate once and for all. It's all speculation, interpretation, and passionate fan investment in their preferred outcome. The wedding ring situation deserves its own paragraph because apparently fans have been watching Sonia's fingers with the intensity of jewelers examining precious gems. Multiple people have claimed to spot a wedding ring on Sonia's hand in various photos and videos, and once that observation hit social media, it spread faster than gossip at a family reunion. Great shots were taken, zoomed in, enhanced, and shared with captions like "Look at her ring finger" and "I can YT." Of course, wearing a ring doesn't automatically prove marriage to Maurice specifically. She could be married to someone else entirely, or it could be fashion jewelry, or it could be fashion jewelry, or it could be worn for a movie role. But try telling that to fans who've already made up their minds. They see that ring as confirmation of everything they've suspected, the missing puzzle piece that completes the picture they've been assembling in their heads. Meanwhile, others argue that if Sonia were married to Maurice, she wouldn't be so subtle about it, because in the age of Instagram announcements and elaborate wedding hashtags, who hides a marriage? What makes this whole situation even more fascinating is how it reflects our collective obsession with celebrity relationships and our need to solve mysteries, even when we haven't been invited to investigate. Maurice could have stayed silent forever, but the fact that he spoke up at all shows that the speculation had probably reached unbearable levels. Imagine trying to live your life, do your job, and pursue your career while thousands of people are constantly debating who you're sleeping with at night. It's exhausting just thinking about it, and you can't blame the man for wanting to set at least part of the record straight. He confirmed he's married and monogamous. That should be enough information for everyone to respect his privacy and move on. But this is the internet we're talking about, where people won't rest until every question has been answered, every mystery solved, and every celebrity's personal life has been thoroughly examined and discussed. The reactions from fans have been absolutely priceless, ranging from supportive to hilariously nosy. Some people are applauding Maurice for finally saying something, anything, to address the rumors that have been swirling around him like a tornado. Comments like "Thank you for speaking up, King," and finally, "Someone who values loyalty," flooded his posts. Then you've got the confused crew, the ones asking, "But who is she though?" with the persistence of toddlers asking why after every explanation. There are memes, jokes about how he gave us information, but somehow left us with more questions than answers. An entire Twitter threads dedicated to analyzing every word of his statement. One thing everyone seems to agree on is that Maurice's commitment to one wife is commendable, especially in an industry where relationship drama often plays out like a reality TV show. His dedication to hustling for his family and providing a good life resonates with people who understand that real love isn't about collecting multiple partners. It's about cherishing and supporting the one you chose. Let's also acknowledge the comedy in all of this, because Maurice basically pulled off the ultimate non-reveal. He addressed the rumors without actually addressing them, confirmed a marriage without confirming the bride, and managed to both satisfy and frustrate his fan base in equal measure. It's like being told there's a surprise party for you, but not being told when or where. You have the information, but you can't actually do anything with it. The man is either a genius at maintaining privacy in the age of oversharing, or he genuinely didn't realize that confirming marriage without naming his spouse would send the internet into investigative overdrive. Either way, Maurice Sam has inadvertently created the most talked about non-Samsment in recent Nollywood history. And somewhere out there, his PR person is either celebrating the engagement or pulling their hair out at the chaos. The broader conversation this sparks about celebrity privacy versus public curiosity is worth examining too. Where do we draw the line between healthy interest in public figures and invasive speculation about their personal lives? Maurice is an actor, someone whose job is to entertain us on screen, but does that automatically mean every aspect of his personal life is fair game for public consumption? Fans feel invested because they support his career, watch his movies, and feel a connection to him as a personality, so naturally they are curious about his life. But Maurice is also a human being entitled to privacy, boundaries, and the right to share only what he's comfortable sharing. His statement was probably a compromise. Give the people something to quiet the loudest rumors, but keep the intimate details sacred and protected. Whether fans respect that boundary or continue digging until they uncover every detail remains to be seen, but it's a reminder that even in our curiosity, we should recognize where entertainment ends and privacy begins. Looking at Maurice's career and work ethic adds another layer to this whole narrative. This man is constantly booked, consistently delivering performance, and building a solid reputation in an incredibly competitive industry. He's not just resting on good looks or charm, he's actually putting in the work, taking his craft seriously, and earning respect from colleagues and audiences alike. When he talks about hustling to take care of his spouse, that's not just romantic talk. That's the reality of someone who understands that providing a good life requires dedication, hard work, and focus. Perhaps that's why he's so committed to the one-wife stance. He knows his limits, understands his priorities, and isn't interested in spreading himself too thin, trying to maintain multiple households when he can invest everything into one solid partnership. It's actually refreshing to hear someone be so direct about their choices, even if they are maddeningly vague about the details. The cultural context here is important too, because while polygamy is legal and practiced in some communities, there's definitely been a generational shift in how young people approach marriage and relationships. Maurice's statement about second wives being impractical in today's generation resonates, because it's true. The economic realities, changing social norms, and evolving expectations around partnership have created an environment where monogamy isn't just a romantic choice, but often a practical one. Young men today are navigating different pressures than previous generations, and the idea of maintaining multiple wives seems not just outdated, but genuinely impossible for most people. Maurice, speaking to this reality while confirming his own marital status, shows he's aware of these shifts and comfortable positioning himself within them. He's essentially saying, "I focused on quality over quantity," which is a message that appeals to modern sensibility about love, commitment, and partnership. Production dynamics in Nollywood add yet another interesting angle to this mystery, because the industry is notorious for close working relationships that sometimes blur professional and personal lines. When actors work together repeatedly, develop chemistry, and spend long hours on set together, it's natural for bonds to form, and for audiences to wonder if what they're seeing on screen extends beyond the director's call of cut. The Sonia Maurice situation fits perfectly into this pattern. They work well together, audiences love watching them, and producers keep pairing them up because chemistry sells more. Whether that chemistry is purely professional or hints at something deeper is the million-dollar question that Maurice's statement somehow both answered and didn't answer. It's the ultimate Nollywood plot twist, except we're still waiting for the scene where everything is finally revealed and the music swells dramatically. So here we are, at the end of this deep dive into Maurice Sam's marital mystery. And what have we learnt? We know he's married. We know he's committed to monogamy. We know he's focused on providing for his family. And we know he values privacy enough to confirm status without confirming identity. We also know that fans are absolutely not letting this go until they figure out whether Team Pearl or Team Sonia was right all along. This story has everything: romance, mystery, celebrity culture, social media investigation, and enough unanswered questions to fuel speculation for months. Whether Maurice eventually reveals his spouse's identity or keeps us all guessing indefinitely, one thing is certain: he's got everyone talking. And in the entertainment industry, that kind of engagement is golden. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Maurice is married to Pearl or Sonia? Have you noticed any clues that everyone else might have missed? Drop your theories, observations, and hot takes in the comments below, because we need to solve this mystery together. Don't forget to like this post, share it with your fellow Nollywood detectives who've been following this saga, and subscribe so you never miss an update when new evidence emerges. Hit that notification bell, because when Maurice finally reveals the full truth, and you know he eventually will, you're going to want to be first to know. Let's keep this conversation going, and who knows, maybe our collective investigation will uncover the answer before Maurice decides to tell us himself. The game is